It looks like your aim needs a little bit of work, Mongrel. Although I do give you credit for trying, I would appreciate it if you would be a little more patient. As you can see, I have my hands full with the rest of your disappointing crew. Just wait. I can assure you that you'll get your turn. It's a shame, really. I would have liked it if they all weren't knocked unconscious. It would have made killing them all so much more enjoyable. Seeing their expressions mere seconds before taking their lives, I get excited just thinking about it. I suppose I shouldn't complain too much, though. At least one of you fools decided to wake up in time for me. Right, human? Oh, not one for jokes. I suppose I wouldn't be laughing if I were in your situation either. Watching the people that you're acquainted with getting slaughtered, all the while being completely powerless to help them. You must feel absolutely awful. Revel in it, as it will be the last thing you witness while you're still alive as a pitiful human. I wouldn't do that if I were you. You're lucky I'm not deciding to kill you now, or better yet, torture you before your inevitable end occurs. I'm being gracious enough to give you a few final moments of your sad existence to collect your thoughts. Attempt to use magic one more time, and I will break your arms and personally see to it that you become my plaything. While you can last, that is. Got it? Good. You made a very wise choice, although I suppose that doesn't matter too much to you, as your life is still on the line. And that's the last of your crew. It's a shame they all had to die so young. But that's what happens when the foolish get curious and wander around in places they shouldn't be. Good news is that you'll all be reborn under my command. Well, the strong ones will be anyways. I suppose that makes it your turn then. You know, you're very obedient for someone who is facing such a terrible fate. Have you been in this situation before? You're unordinarily calm for someone who is mere moments away from losing their life. I suppose I should applaud you for your bravery instead of pestering you about it. You will definitely make for a nice vassal of mine after I steal your soul. I'm not so sure I can say the same for your friends, however. I fear that they are too weak to become a demon. Their souls may fade out while getting tortured, but you, I feel like you'll have a decent shot at surviving the vast revisions that will afflict your soul. Take that as a compliment, human, but don't think that just because I've complimented you that I'll be sparing your life tonight. You're of better use to me dead than you are to me alive. That much is certain. Isn't it obvious? I am defending my newfound territory. Imagine if you were just minding your own business, and a group of travelers whom you've never met started walking around your home. That is the situation I'm in right now. I suppose it's somewhat hypocritical of me to complain about having intruders, as I myself was an intruder to this village. The only difference is that I had the strength to completely overtake the place. Unlike you fools, who thought that this would have been a walk in the park, so to speak. Unfortunately for you, your arrogance has led to your demise. As for the other reason that I have decided to kill your group, as a demon, I am able to acquire the souls of humans. But unfortunately, that either requires the human to willingly give their soul up to me, or for the human to die. And as your friends were unconscious, I decided that it would be much quicker if I were to just kill them all and harvest their souls, as their lives were meaningless to me anyways. Aren't you a curious one? I'm assuming you're asking me these questions so that your life is prolonged, even if it is only for a few minutes. Normally, I wouldn't answer these questions for the simple fact that I don't have to. But because you've been fairly obedient to me, With the exception of trying to blow my head off, I will answer your questions. With the souls that I claim, I can either choose to devour them, making myself stronger and improving my magical abilities, or I can choose to torture the souls I collect, burning and imprinting them with my magic, and over time, through relentless torture and anguish, those souls can turn into a horde of lesser demons, of which I am in command of. I can also choose to possess the bodies of those who are still alive, if I have their souls, of course, which can come in handy in certain situations. Anything else you'd like to ask? Ah, yes. I suppose you would like to know where you are. Conveniently enough, the area you had been examining happened to be directly over the dungeon of the castle. Seeing as you had all just allowed yourself inside of the castle, I decided to use some of my magic to keep you in it. I decided to cave in the floor underneath you, sending you and your friends for quite a fall. 2 or 3 floors worth. I'm surprised that you all survived. You humans are definitely tougher than the previous occupants of this land. Does that answer your question? Very well then. While we're asking each other questions, I have one of my own that I would like to ask you. I noticed something very peculiar about your group, and that would be that there was a familiar following you. So, my question is, who was controlling that familiar? Was it a teacher of yours? Was it a general of some kind who was too scared to come and visit me himself? I ask because whoever it was very quick to dispel that familiar, meaning that I couldn't trace their magic back to reveal who was behind it. But since I have you here, I figure I can get my answer from you just as well. So, who was it? Do you really think that you can lie to a demon? Idiot. Forget about my questions. I don't need you to answer them anymore. Without even telling me, you've pointed out who sent the familiar. Damn it. I've been around the block a few times in my life. I know who Merlin is. And I've seen what that man can do. To be honest, he's one of the few mages I've encountered that actually terrifies me. I can only assume that you are an apprentice of his, and a favored one at that, since you bear his crest on your shoulder. None of the other idiots bore that crest, so what is it about you that attracts the attention of such a legendary caster, I wonder? Whatever that may be, I better move things along here. I've already wasted enough time answering your questions. Assuming that he'll be coming to try and rescue you all, I better get out of the area as not to be here when he arrives. I've already pissed him off enough by killing the rest of his students, and killing you would certainly put me in his sights. Oh, I wouldn't be too relieved if I were you. All this has earned you is the choice to live or to die. If you want me to spare your life, I recommend that you give up your soul to me, and with haste at that. If you do not, I will kill you and harvest your soul, just like I did with the rest of your friends. While it would be unwise for me to kill you, I can't just give up the opportunity to lose such a strong-willed soul, such as yours. Also, being able to possess your body whenever I want to would be a great opportunity to wreak havoc. Maybe I could use you to kill Merlin. But then again, Merlin has probably already expected that, and will kill you as soon as he arrives here. But that isn't my problem now, is it? So what will it be then? Die now, or forfeit your soul to me. Clock's ticking. How selfish of you, putting others' lives on the line for yours. You truly will make for a good demon someday. Thank you for your soul, human. Unfortunately, you'll have to hope that you don't bleed out before help arrives. That stab wound doesn't look so comfortable. Anyways, I look forward to possessing your body later. If you don't perish, that is. Do so much as tell Merlin that I have your soul, and I will possess you and force you to kill yourself. Tell Merlin that the great demon Solomon sends his regards, and thanks him for his students' lives. So long, mongrel.